Okay, hold
Let's
on.
do this.
Oh,
For
too loud.
some reason, I don't know why, I can't see the damn screen. But welcome to Toxic Masculinity. This is a very special episode of the show because we got all three of us back again after our missing compadre last week. So, Kurt Franklin, welcome back to the show.
I just noticed that my lighting is weird. I'm not sure why.
I like it. It's like an old 80s movie. It has that glow.
He's distracted like a dog who's just seen a squirrel.
Yes, I'm very lovable
it's good
and loyal.
No, it's good to be back. No, thank you, Chris, for acknowledging my return, my triumphant return. But my lighting looks weird.
It's uncanny. It sounds just like me.
It does, doesn't it? All right, so we've got some incredible stories today. Very slow news day, and yet we've been able to reach into the pit of, journalistic ramblings online and find the few stories of great interest to the American public. Least of not which is it may be true that Donald Trump's vice presidential pick has leaked by some minor accident. Jason, Kurt, do you have any interesting news for the public about your own personal lives before we get started?
Yes, I do. Chris, Kurt, I just want to say a happy belated Juneteenth. By the way, I only let my son celebrate half the day. Okay.
What is Juneteenth?
What is Juneteenth? Is that what you just said?
It sounds vaguely familiar, yeah.
Well, you're going to find out because we got a news story about it today.
Wait.
Oh, it's magnificent. Anything going on with you, Kurt, whilst I
hold on. I'm not finished.
Oh, sorry.
Finished.
I'm so sorry.
By the way, on Father's Day, look what my lovely wife got me.
Okay, hold on. You are a really, really great dad. Very handsome, very handsome. Other dads, losers. I can't read the bottom. The fine print's too much.
Total disaster. Everyone agrees. Believe me.
Oh, I love that. Your wife is a genius. Dame Frodo lives threw us $5 and said,
"You're the best dad."
My hubby said to quit spending money on the internet, so this might be all you get tonight. Well, that's perfectly fine. I totally empathize with your husband, and you're going to be on the show soon. I think
you need to divorce your husband.
Oh wow.
We were going to set her up on the show, but I didn't have time to text her, set it up this week. So we're going to have to do it for next week, unfortunately.
That was funny. That was actually a thing some years ago where all these feminist rallies basically like, if your husband is a Trump supporter, you just have to get divorced. There's no way of fixing this marriage. He's obviously an evil, terrible person. This is a real thing that happened. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. That's annoying as well. We got a lot of people guessing. We got a lot of people guessing who the Trump VP will be. Let's have a look here. We've
a month ago.
Kurt, keep your mouth shut. Okay.
Go back and
John
watch that show.
John Kenyon thinks it's going to be Tulsi Gabbard. Let's see here. Cesar Caesar Icorianus. Jeez, don't pick with names like that. Yeah, I can't read Greek, It says Vivek. So we got some guesses. I have been told who it is. I don't know if what I was told was correct. Like Kurt said, certain names have been mentioned, although I don't know why the hell he said that, like a damn fool. But hopefully
answer your own question.
But hopefully we get to the bottom of it today. But that is not our first news story. Jason, what is our first news story?
Oh man, we didn't go over this.
Oh crap, we didn't.
Am I just gonna have to pick it? I could randomly.
No,
pick I think I'll make the show more interesting.
I thought we were going to talk about personal stuff.
Jason sorry, Kurt.
Jason double dips and it's like, I'm not finished. I'm not finished. And then it's just
Well,
like,
you know
okay,
what? You know what?
Go to the news
Jason's right anyway. We didn't
He
go
took my
over the
slot,
yeah.
order because I don't know, your mic wasn't working when we were trying to start the show or
Yeah.
something. I don't know what happened.
By the way, guys, I'm thinking about cutting my beard. Just let me know in the comments if you think I should.
All right, Kurt, give us your personal stuff that we need to know.
No, it kind of cut out for a second there, but yeah. So basically, my personal stuff is I'm in a lot of pain. I am loaded on prescription painkillers because I hurt my back, and I can't train. So I'm a little sad about that. I'm a little sad about not being able to lift my weights, and to feel my endorphin rushes and whatnot. But so yeah, I'm dealing with it, self-medicating, basically drinking till midnight and sleeping till noon. But I'm not drunk now because Chris said that I'm an embarrassment to society. So I'm just on pain meds, and I'm not actually
Not to the
going to slam my
entirety of
speech.
society, just to the show, Kurt. Just to the
Just this show. Well,
Yeah.
what is life but this show? Honestly, everything else.
Well, I
goes
didn't
second.
have time to read any of these stories, so today might be a crap show, as they like to say, because I have no idea what we're doing here. But Jason, I guess I can just go to the first story myself. There was a video that you posted, I believe, from CNN. This has been posted by Libs of TikTok from CNN, where Trump supporters explained that we're not a democracy. Is this for this week? Is this correct? Did I get it right? Jason, hello.
I'm trying to go to the. Can you put it up?
The chat. Yeah, I can put it up. Of course, I can put it up. Like I said, we didn't get to do this ahead of the show because Jason's mic wasn't working. I want to keep blaming Jason for this and not the fact that I slept in too late. Let's just pretend that didn't happen.
Chris, we don't do professional here. This is just ad lib stuff, man.
I used to set up the show when I would start the show a couple of times. I said, "Welcome to the least professional show on YouTube or Livestream or whatever it is." I got to do that every episode so that people understand what the expectations need to be. And then they jumped in, and they've written, "We miss Kurt so much. Who's Lisa? And what's Juneteenth? You friggin' rule, brother." Accurate.
Who's Lisa?
Thank you, Emily.
I did not hit her. I did not.
Okay. Do you want me to post that up there, Jason, so you know what I'm talking about?
Yes, please.
All right. Progressive Never Trumper groups. Oh no, sorry. Libs of TikTok. There we go.
Wait, we're talking about the running mate thing, right? Are we off of that?
I'm waiting for Jason to take his
Trump
precious time
supporters. Trump supporters correct CNN and explain that we're not a democracy; we're a constitutional republic. CNN loses their minds and suggests that saying that is a threat to democracy. Yes, I did post this, and I did it specifically for you as well, Chris.
It sounds like you, Jason. I know you're.
I did. Believe it or not, I did watch this, and it occurred to me not to use this as a news story today. But since you have, we will go through it. Let me go ahead and play this video for everybody.
Yes, please.
President Biden touts his re-election campaign as a fight to preserve democracy. But if you ask some Trump supporters, the former president is not a threat to democracy because the United States is not a democracy. CNN's Donnie O'Sullivan spoke to some of those supporters.
What happens if Trump loses?
I don't see him losing.
I don't think he lost the last election, to be honest.
Do you think he's going to win?
Yes. Without a doubt.
No doubt.
What if he doesn't this time? What happens to the country?
We're in trouble. We're done. If Biden talks about democracy, saving democracy, they're the ones that are killing democracy.
Obviously, there's a lot of criticisms of Trump that he is bad for democracy, that he's bad for American democracy.
Okay,
We
so
are a republic.
We're a republic.
We are
We're
not a
representative
democracy.
republic. We're not a democracy.
One thing we've been hearing at Trump rallies like this over the past few months is that America isn't really a democracy.
America's not a democracy, it's a republic.
It's not a democracy. Okay, democracy is actually not as good as you think it is.
But for centuries, America has celebrated its democracy.
Democracy is worth dying for. Democracy remains the definition of political legitimacy.
But some Republicans and pro-Trump media are pushing the idea that America is not a democracy.
The United States of America is not a democracy. We are a constitutional republic.
The United States of America is not a democracy. You don't want to be in a democracy.
We are not a democracy. We are a republic. Is America a democracy?
America is a democracy. It was founded as a democracy.
I've heard a lot of conspiracy theories. I hear a lot of things out on the road. But to hear Americans, people who would describe themselves as patriots, say that America is not a democracy, that stopped me in my tracks.
You are hearing people say America is not a
Okay, we
democracy
didn't have to listen to the whole thing.
because there are people
I was gonna
around
say-
Well,
Trump who
this is
want
your
them to be
choice.
saying that, who've been planting that
Jason.
narrative.
Okay, so
Thank you
now,
for
Jason,
picking
I
the
think you should
longest
end
video in the history of the show,
It's only a
and
2-hour
then
show,
not
guys. Come on.
clarifying that I should.
So
Yeah, I
the whole point of it is that they're scared that everybody's waking up to the fact that we're not a democracy, because that's their talking point. The Democrats use that every single time.
No,
They're destroying
this
democracy. They're
This
just,
is
hold
the
on.
dumbest take, Jason. This is so dumb. I can't listen to it anymore. Look, they're not afraid of not calling it a democracy.
Audience, this is where I remain silent for the rest of the show.
No, it's just dumb. It's just a dumb take. Okay, look, there are a lot of psyops. Okay, there's a lot of propaganda. There's a lot of word usage that's used specifically to F over Republicans and to brainwash Americans. The word democracy is not one of those things.
Yes, it is. We are not a democracy. We are a republic. A democracy.
We're not a direct
Our forefathers did not want us to go and be a democracy.
Jason,
it's in
Jason, we've had
the
this
Federalist
papers,
discussion. If you would read it,
we've had this discussion.
Okay,
we've had this discussion.
So
We've had this discussion.
their whole
We've
thing
had
is
this-
using
We've had this
democracy
discussion.
as
We've
a
had
clutch,
this discussion.
as a
We've
clutch
had this
to us.
discussion. Shut
okay?
up for a second. My
No,
God,
you shut up. You shut up. It's always
No.
you shutting us up. You shut
Yes,
up.
because this is
you
so
know,
dumb.
I'm sick and tired of our side defending the democracy thing. We're not a democracy, man. That's the whole point.
It doesn't
They're using
matter.
that-
It doesn't matter.
It does matter. It does matter because they always use that
Just
stupid line.
Just let me get 2 words in, okay? It's not about whether it's a democracy or not. The question is, what do people think of when they hear the word democracy, right? You're trying to say it's not a direct democracy, which is accurate.
We're not a
But
democracy.
it is a representative. But, oh my God. Yeah. You understand that there can be a difference between a representative democracy and a direct democracy. Do you recognize that can be a difference between those two things? Yes or no? Okay, so you're not going to respond to anything. Jason gets to say what he wants, but he's not going to have a conversation. What are you, Democrat now?
Okay, we're a democracy.
Right, you're like a petulant child. You're like a
Great
petulant child that can't be spoken to. I'm gonna say what I want to say, and then I'm not gonna respond to anything. Just come on, just respond to the
Guys,
question.
Notice how Chris is going using liberal leftist tactics, putting down the
God.
people while they
No,
argue.
you know what a liberal leftist tactic is? It's not actually engaging in debate. That's mic drop moment there, I think.
How can I debate somebody that's so close-minded to this subject?
Okay, well, answer the question.
I just wanted to have a nice, fun time.
Yeah,
Sitting
not going to happen.
distracted from the horror show that is my life. A nice little chat with friends, some lighthearted banter, and what have you got here? You guys trying to eviscerate each other over semantics.
I don't know why. I don't know why.
This is actually how we argue on the phone. So we're just doing normal daily stuff.
Well, it's a shame I missed the last show because this is very enjoyable. I really wish
Yeah,
I was here for that. Christ almighty.
No. Look. People have been saying, like CNN showed, people have been saying democracy as a stand-in for representative democracy for a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
And you're right. The founding fathers didn't use the term democracy because they didn't like the concept of direct democracy, right? But we started using representative democracy, and we've been using it for a very long time, and nobody really cares. Okay, nobody misconstrues it. Now, maybe there is a generational issue where some young people hear the word democracy and they think direct democracy, and they think that every vote in America should count as a popular vote as opposed to an electoral vote, which makes a lot of sense. But I actually think that's a good thing. I actually think it's a good thing that people are confused about what a democracy means, because then they're forced to ask the question, why do we not live in a country in which every single vote counts toward the popular vote? And why do we actually, right? And why do we actually have an electoral college, right? It's to protect the rights of the minority from the oppression of the majority, right? And so that's a critical question to ask. So I think it's great that we say we live in a democracy. I don't understand, and maybe you can explain this, Jason, and hopefully we'll get to the sort of nub of the disagreement. What do you think? How do you think calling it a democracy actually damages anything? What do you think that the evil Democrat scheme is here? I'm going to reduce my lighting slightly. Go.
Their scheme is to use the word democracy as a clutch to us, claiming that we're always going against the democracy. Whatever the conservatives or Republicans do, it's against the democracy. Okay,
they try to call us fascists, basically. They just
and call us fascists, exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, and the other thing is whenever like they want to get rid of the electoral college. So that's another thing. Like you got to look deeper into it. They want to get rid of the electoral college. They want the popular vote to count. And if that happens, then we're a full-blown democracy. If we have the electoral, if the electoral college is gone, we're
direct.
A full-blown
Can you just say direct democracy to specify what you mean? Because it's so vague when you say democracy.
Republic. We're
oh my God.
A representative republic. We're a constitutional republic. We don't rely on we don't rely on the majority. We rely on certain votes.
That is true. Do you even know what the definition of a representative democracy is?
I didn't say representative democracy. I said
I know. I'm asking if you understand the definition.
Yes,
yeah, I'm asking if you
represent the government. Yes, I know what that means.
So okay. So
you're mixing words. You're like saying representative democracy, but
I'm not mixing anything. I'm just saying
if you look up the definition of democracy,
it's
the majority rule over the minority. That's basically what a democracy is.
Right, direct democracy, not representative democracy. So. Can we be a constitutional republic and a representative democracy at the same time, Jason? Yes or no?
No.
Oh, you won't answer now. No, you can't be?
I said no.
Well, that's just incorrect. That's just ignorance. You're just
anybody could be a representative democracy.
What are you, Michael Jackson?
You're just big. Who's Michael Jackson? I don't understand.
Who's Michael Jackson?
Who's Michael Jackson?
I thought I didn't know who you're referring to, Jason or me.
Outdated reference. Oh, which one of the two of you is Michael Jackson?
Yes.
Fair enough.
No, I don't think ignorant was a Michael Jackson thing. I think that was a Mike Tyson thing, wasn't it?
Ooh. Okay. Chris thinks Mike Tyson's ignorant. Mike, I hope you're not watching.
By the way, we're avoiding.
You're talking about the joke where people would use a high-pitched voice and use big words. I don't think it was Michael Jackson. I think it was Mike Tyson. The joke you're referencing is what I'm trying to say.
We're avoiding the whole thing. Like, so when Democrats say democracy, or they're destroying democracy, they mean their version, their way of how things should be run.
Okay, but they could say that about any form of American government, whatever we.
But they can never say. But they can never say constitutional republic, because that goes against everything. That's an opposite of what they.
No, it doesn't. Look. If Americans just colloquially use the term constitutional republic, it's a democracy. They would say they are destroying our constitutional republic. They are a threat to our constitutional republic. The only reason they use the word democracy is because we've just used it colloquially for so long that that's the term that everybody understands.
Well, people are waking up to. That's what I'm saying. People are waking up to that. People are realizing we're not.
You're sidestepping the argument of the use of the word democracy as.
I think that Jason has a point. I don't want to speak for Jason, but I think that it has a degree of importance because language is important. Being represented correctly and accurately and saying what you mean and meaning what you say is important. The left always does. They try to cloud everything where, we don't like to use these terms. We like to use these terms. So the idea of controlling language is a very leftist sort of idea. So that when we're talking,
absolutely,
garbled gobbledygook.
This is why this has become
is beneficial. I think we should move.
Also, when was the last time you heard a Democrat say constitutional republic? I've never heard it.
Listen.
Or a republic.
I actually agree. I agree with both of you. I think especially what Kurt said is 100% true. I actually said this earlier. In fact, Dame Piglet has just jumped in and said exactly the same thing. She wrote, sorry, Chris, but Jason is correct. It's a Marxist/Maoist word trick. No, I agree with all that the Democrats tend to do that. Jason, let me finish what I'm saying.
Who said it? A
Jason,
republic,
let me finish
if
what
we
I'm
can
saying.
keep
Then
it.
you can jump in. All right? Then you can jump in. Let me finish what I'm trying to say. But as I said earlier in the show, I don't think this is one of those instances. See, the reason I think this has become trendy to say we're not a democracy, we're a constitutional republic, and this idea that Democrats are using this to brainwash us or whatever, is because they do this with so many other words, right? They use this, tricks of rhetoric to try to brainwash the country or try to, shift the Overton window or however you want to express it, shift the culture. But this is absolutely not one of those instances because Republicans were using the word democracy our whole lives. Okay, Jason, you got to admit this. We've been using the word democracy our whole lives.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter whether
it's you know why?
Because
Because it's because they didn't freaking study the I don't know why they say it. They're playing into their game.
I'm trying to explain to you why they say it.
You know who's a democracy? You know who's a
Oh my
democracy?
God.
Cuba.
Yeah.
Cuba's a democracy. They vote 99% for Castro when he was
Jason,
alive.
All right, Jason.
All right, let me just say one thing.
Up until a couple
Benjamin
years ago,
Franklin
you
didn't
used the word democracy.
Ben Franklin didn't say it's a democracy.
Yeah, but you did.
If we can keep it.
Yeah, but you
He said
did.
It's a republic.
Yeah, but you did.
If we can keep it.
Yeah, but you did. Yeah, but you did. You said democracy.
One show where
everybody.
The one show where I'm not allowed to drink, and you guys are making this the least fun show I could possibly imagine. Like I'm like, where's my beer? Like, oh no, I promised Chris. This sucks.
Ed Dan's jumps in. He says, "You both are acting like Democrats."
This is so awkward. This is like a family reunion.
That's just
on?
offensive, Ed Dan's. I'm disgusted by you. The white trash panda, whom I love more than any of you, says we are a constitutional republic, which is technically a form of democracy. Well, thank you very much, white trash panda.
That reminds me, I've got some white trash panda in the fridge. I'm going to eat that after the show. Think about it right now. Some Kung Pao.
Very good.
Yeah.
That's why we love Kurt. Listen. Up until a couple of years ago, maybe even just 1 year ago, Jason used the word democracy to describe America. In fact, every Republican did. Everybody in the chat did. We all did. Don't pretend that you didn't. Okay. So this nonsense of like suddenly we're getting.
I use the word democracy.
Oh, BS. Okay, Jason, you're telling me you never use the word democracy talking about America ever in your life?
We're a
Okay, now he's just lying.
Maybe I
folks.
was an idiot in school when I was a little kid because they brainwash you. But
it's not
once
brainwashing.
I learned,
were you confused as to what the American system of justice was when you used the term democracy?
That what? Say that again.
Were you confused as to the American system of government when you used the word democracy?
Probably when I was young. Probably most Americans are confused when they're young about the reality of.
I have heard people use the word democracy to describe American government since I was a little kid. I was never confused as to how it worked. I always understood what the Electoral College was. I always understood that you want to protect the rights of the minority against the tyranny of the majority. I always understood all those things. So I don't think it necessarily is going to trick anybody. Okay. Using the expression, they're a threat to our democracy, it can be used against the term our constitutional republic as well. Yeah.
Where'd you go to school? A private school?
No, I went to normal public school like everybody else.
Okay. Well,
Dale Hendrickson. I just sound posh. I'm not actually.
No, what I'm saying is like I think that it's different because like if you're raised in like a really blue city, I don't think they teach as well as that, like that knowledge.
No, I think even in Democrat areas they teach you how the government actually works. I hope and pray that they do. Dale Hendrickson writes, democracy is a code word for threatening my power. I don't know about democracy, but stealing our democracy or a threat to our democracy, I think, is code words for it.
It's just the usual scare tactic nonsense they try to pull on drive-bys that are like, oh, Trump is gonna like take our rights away. Yeah, because that's what demagoguery,
exactly.
And certainly
Hot Power Concrete and Simplified Crawfish Company jumps in with $5. They write, Chris is right. It doesn't matter what the word they use is. They're referring to our way of government, period. Well, that's exactly it. G.I. Jose jumps in, $2. He says, read my longer comment in the chat. Well, then I gotta go find it. Jason, you can find it.
I'll look.
That is lazy. That's just laziness. G.I. Jose.
All right, I got it.
Okay. All right, you got to go for it.
G.I. Jose says, by the way, hello, G.I. Jose.
Good to see
hey
you again,
all.
man.
Hey all, it's a word game that has been used for so many years that young people who eventually grow up, relate Democrats with democracy. It happened to me and many, many others at Jason.
Good point.
Yep.
Okay, and then White Trash Panda jumps in again. He says, I do agree, though, the Democrats have been using the term democracy as a Marxist mind game for over a century now.
Yep.
Okay, well, so now he's taking your side. Well, I don't, you're no longer my favorite, White Trash Panda. See how petty I can be?
Take your orange chicken, you get the hell out of here.
That's right. God dang it. Take that Kung Pao shit.
I'm just trying to
anyway, so
his diet because I know he likes the orange chicken. I'm gonna get distracted for the rest of the show now.
Oh no, Kurt, no. I got food poisoning from Panda Express like 3 or 4 years ago, and I stopped.
Really?
What is what?
Yeah.
What is it? What is the Democrats' favorite word? What is it? Democratic socialism. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Right.
Democratic,
but that's
they slap it in front of things. Yeah.
Exactly. So that's the thing, because we understand in America, right, that when we say democracy, all we mean is that the people get to vote for the representatives, right? Representative democracy. So that's all we mean when we say democracy. I don't think most people confuse it. The only argument that I can think of that would allow me to agree with you guys, and I've not seen this, I've not actually seen any data on this, but if it's true, then I would jump to your side, which is the idea that young people today genuinely don't understand, that there's a difference between representative democracy and direct democracy. If young people are confused by that, because I think most people our age, or even probably 30 and above, I think we all understand what it is, right? When people say democracy,
not Democrats. By the way, okay,
so
look,
negative, Jason.
Michelle
Michelle
Sorensen writes, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation,
Jason,
under God, indivisible.
You're just saying words.
It doesn't say and
words.
to the democracy. Okay.
No, I recognize the fact that we are a constitutional republic. We can agree on that. You don't need to keep pushing that point. Okay, I understand that. You're just interrupting for no reason. Here's what
I say. You keep using democracy, but I'm not gonna. I will never use that.
No,
word
I'm not. Look, I don't
United
use
States.
the word democracy on the show. I use the term constitutional republic on the show. But I don't want to, if you go back and you listen to Eisenhower or Reagan or any of these guys, it's dumb for us to go. It's sort of like people who reject Christianity and reject republicanism. And I'm like, well, wasn't your grandmother a Christian Republican? And they're like, well, yeah, but that was in the olden days. We're smarter now. You know what I mean?
Poopa Chalupa writes, I'd rather watch Acolyte than listen to more of this.
This is Jason's fault. I'm blaming him. Once and for all, you can't just delete the history of America, right? If we're going to say, we're not a democracy, we're a constitutional republic, and the word democracy is some kind of psyop, right? Then we got to go into this revisionist history BS, where we look at every, I would say, patriotic Republican over the last, whatever it is, 100 years, and say, oh, they were all in on it. You know what I mean? No, the words change and evolve. And at some point, the word democracy changed and became a code word for representation.
I think we on the show are aware of that. I think most people that watch it are aware of it. So I think we're just beating a dead horse now. So
yeah, but that's the problem, isn't it? Words change and evolve, but they never change and evolve in the right direction. Pride becomes gay. Gay becomes not happy anymore. It becomes limp-wristed, doing things in back alleys. So how far are we going to let this go? That's
Chris,
what it's about. I think we're in a post-Trump era now. God damn
Chris,
you, Jason.
Chris, lose my phone number. I don't want to talk to you ever again.
Jason really does like to interrupt, doesn't he? Today's the day of interrupting.
Jason had his coffee. What's in there? Crack? What's in that cup?
Yeah.
I think
I'm
the alcoholic today.
All right. White Trash Panda jumps in. He says he wrote Trash Panda, but I think he meant White Trash. White Trash Panda is a raccoon, by the way. Yeah, that actually makes a lot of sense. I think they call the raccoon from Guardians of the Galaxy Trash Panda,
You're supposed to call them African Americans, you racist bastard. That's offensive, and I don't condone that sort of terminology.
That went over my head. But okay, Hot Power Concrete and Simplified Crawfish Company, $10. He says, do they even say the pledge in school? I did.
I was wondering that myself when Jason
I grew
said
up
it,
saying the pledge.
Probably trying to get that out of there too. Yeah.
We did, and we prayed. At least my governor is mandating the 10 Commandments in all classrooms. God bless America. Oh, man, I don't know where you're living, man. I forgot. I mean, I'm sure you told us before, but wherever you live, that's where I want to.
Louisiana, I think it is. I think it was Louisiana.
It's nice to know that free states still exist.
Yeah, they
Jessup Dude writes, explain like I'm 6 how Israel is our greatest ally. Okay. Dame Frodo lives $2 says 10 Commandments is going back up. I absolutely love that. I think we do need to. I think that we need to embrace the reality that America is a Christian nation, right? It was started as a Christian nation. That's where we get a lot of our values, all of our values, really, and that's our history. And you can say that we don't ascribe some kind of like a state religion, to our government, but you can do that and at the same time recognize our history as a Christian nation. All right, well, let's go on to the second story here because that took way too long.
Yeah, we don't do many stories. We did one story and we're like a quarter of the way through the entire running time. Yeah, we're good. We got this.
All right, this is.
Can I say one more thing before we move on?
Yeah, go for it.
Before we move on, can I say one more thing? So I think that the problem is that, well, it's not really a problem. We're in a post-Trump era. So I think now, instead of being like, as conservatives trying to be like a Mitt Romney sort of person, like we're going to be everybody's friend. We're going to go along and get along. Now we're saying like, no, I'm saying exactly what I think. I don't care what you think about it. I'm going to represent myself honestly, and I'm going to be sort of like the level of tact amongst conservatives is going down. They're just saying like, you know what, enough of this crap. So let's not call it this because that's what people like to say. Let's not go along to get along. And I think we need more of that in society because we are basically at a Cold War because the Democrats are trying to scare everybody, take away our rights. So yeah, say what you mean and mean what you say by all means.
Well, I agree with that. And I do understand the impulse to say, whatever it is Democrats say is wrong. And like, we've had enough of your BS. I have seen the videos where people, and I think the initial video, in fact, where somebody was like, yeah, go on. What?
Oh, shoot. I just read Mitt Romney is the vice president pick.
No, that's not true. That's not true. Another pointless interruption. Thank you.
It made me laugh.
It is funny, but you could have waited till I was done. Thank you.
My enjoyment is the most important thing about this show, Chris. Please.
True that. I do understand the impulse to say everything that the Democrats say is wrong, and I have seen the videos where people have put out their case that we're not a democracy and we shouldn't say that. However, it has become part of the common vernacular in America, and I hate when people do that and they go, "Oh no, we can't use this word because it's technically wrong." I mean, for the most part, I agree with that. But if you've had 100 years worth of precedent, then just like don't be such an annoying pedant. That's what I think. All right. So this story,
I agree with you, Chris. Let's shake hands and say, okay, I agree with you. Representative democracy, constitutional republic. It's all good as long as we all understand.
As long as you understand what the truth is about our government. All right. We've kissed and made up, ladies and gentlemen. Breitbart, anti-Trump groups prepare to resist his White House return, fearing immigration and other crackdowns. Now, Jason, this is a story that you picked. I didn't read it, so maybe you could explain to us what's going on here.
Oh man!
It says a loose coalition of anti-Trump groups are planning. It was 2 days ago.
He's really putting me on the spot here.
A loose coalition of anti-Trump groups are planning ahead of November to try to resist actions that they fear could be taken as a second potential Trump administration by preparing lawsuits and planning to intervene in immigration raids.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I got it now. Yeah, they're already planning to like mess with Trump's term in office if he wins. Mm-hmm. They're already getting ready to like do what they did when he was president at first. Just throw things to court, try to stop everything he passes. They're already plotting and planning.
Hot Power Concrete and Simplified Crawfish Company clarified where he's from. He did say he is from Louisiana. So thank you for that. And go Louisiana. Yeah, you know what? They really figured out how to weaponize the judicial system, like hardcore, especially with like lawsuits and this kind of stuff. But I do think Trump can get around that stuff pretty easily. So I don't think it's going to be effective. I don't know. What do you think, Jason? I'm going to turn down my lighting.
No, I hope so, but like that's not going to stop them from trying. And you know, he had victories when he was president after 2016. Even though they were trying stuff, but still, like they kind of stopped him. So I don't know. Like if we win Congress and the Senate, I think that'll make things better. But they're gonna throw everything at him. They're gonna throw everything at him, everything he does, all the people around him.
100%.
At all the states. So
I think we're kind of prepared.
It's gonna be a battle. That's why they have to go hardcore and start like the DOJ needs to go hardcore.
What we need to do, though, is we really need to gut government. Somebody, because I wrote something on Twitter about how we need to gut the FBI, and somebody was like, "We got to gut every branch of government, like every not branch of government, but every department in government." Like,
what did Biden hire like thousands of IRS agents and stuff?
Exactly.
He's coming for all of us.
But even like the Department of Education, I think we need to reduce the size of all the departments. We need to take out all the woke idiots from every department. You know, basically, if you vote Democrat, you're out. That's how I look at it.
You said we need to get rid of some, right? Get rid of some departments too. We need to get rid of some.
I didn't say that, but that's exactly right. I mean, we absolutely do.
Conservatives. Reduce the size of government.
Yeah, shrink government. Shrink government.
You're a big proponent, Chris, of school vouchers. We need to get them with BS where it's all about we're gonna raise your kids for you. Everybody goes to work, and then we indoctrinate your children, and they have to figure out what life and religion and everything really is about. Sometime, hopefully, they can break the programming. Like we need to end that. Sorry, Jason.
Yeah. No. Go ahead.
No. I was done.
I was gonna say, and we need to help people that homeschool, like give them tax breaks and all that.
Right.
Absolutely.
Well,
because if you're homeschooling your kid, you shouldn't be paying into the system of indoctrination.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, they because you guys went to the school choice thing, there is a wonderful video here from Condoleezza Rice, and Austin Harris has posted it, and he wrote, "Inject this into my veins." Let's listen to this because I think she says this beautifully. This is something I've been saying for years, and she says it really well here.
So are you for school choice or not? We already have a choice system in education. If you are of means, you will move to a district where the schools are good and the houses are expensive, like Palo Alto, California. If you go across the street from Stanford, Palo Alto High has a performance arts center that looks like a smaller version of Stanford's. If you're really wealthy, you will send your kids to private schools. So who's stuck in failing neighborhood schools? Poor kids.
Yep.
A lot of minority kids. So how can you say you're for civil rights? How can you say you're for the poor when you're condemning those children to not being able to read? By the time they're in third grade, they're never going to read. So if you want to say that school choice and vouchers and charter schools are destroying the public schools, fine. You write that editorial in the Washington Post, but then don't send your kids to Sidwell Friends. So are you for school choice or not? We have a choice system in education.
Sorry. I kept getting. I'm getting texts. So I just absolutely love that, and I've been saying that for years. But she said it so succinctly. You know, usually I have to get into the concept of like districting and everything. I usually get into the concept of districting and explaining to people why, you know, it's actually kind of like you're actually screwing over poor kids with the districting system, because the amount of money that a school gets is directly proportional to the amount of taxes that is paid in that district. So if you have a rich area, you're going to get, you're going to get a good school. And if you got a poor area, you're going to get a crappy school. That's just how it goes. Let's see here, just because I guess he's just jumped in. Florida Sheepdog 1 writes, Vivek is the best choice for VP.
No.
And Hot Power Concrete and Simplified Crawfish Company says, I agree with Sheepdog. I like Vivek actually quite a lot. I'm not sure he's the best choice for VP.
I like Tulsi.
Really?
I'm with you, Kurt. I'm with you, Kurt. That's mine too.
Really?
Everybody hates that. Like everybody on our side just hates it when I
Marjorie
say
Taylor
that.
Greene or Marjorie Taylor Greene. I like her too, but she's kind of
That's interesting.
Tulsi's
I
a
like
cutie.
Tulsi. I like Tulsi. I like Tulsi. I like listening to her talk. Now it's gotten too dark here. What the heck? I like hearing her talk. I like everything about her, but I don't know VP. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, you know, Vivek.
Well, I mean-
I don't want him VP because Vivek needs to be in another position. Like he could do much more in another position. I like the reason why I like Tulsi. Like I know everybody has their doubts about her, but I mean, come on, she went against Hillary Clinton. Like that's something. But she put Hillary Clinton on the spot. You know. But
Tulsi
I think
destroyed Kamala Harris. That was epic.
and Kamala
That
Harris.
was
Yeah, exactly.
Beautiful.
And Tulsi, the thing about Tulsi is like I think she'll bring more people outside of like Republicans and conservatives. I think she'll pull in more people. And
Well, you guys are jumping the gun on this because we haven't got.
I think
to that
it's really
story
good.
yet.
I think it's really good for optics as well because here you have
Kurt, did you not hear what I've
a
just
young woman
said?
from
Save
Hawaii.
it for the actual story.
I'm
All
gonna
right,
forget
we're gonna
it.
move on.
We're
Okay,
on
that's
the
okay.
topic now. We're on the topic now.
No,
Just stay
we're
on the
not.
topic.
We're not on the topic now. It was a comment I read. You
Yeah,
guys
yeah.
weren't supposed to follow up on it, but you went mental, and we're moving on. Okay.
Okay. Well,
So,
Chris has decided this is a democracy, not a republic. Obviously.
no, we are
It's
in
neither.
a
It's
we are in a
neither.
tyranny here. We're in a tyranny.
This is a monarchy. This is a monarchy. I'm the king. Dang it.
Clearly. All right.
All right, so we got another
I'd
one.
select tyranny.
We got another one from Jason here. I don't know. I've not seen this, so let's go ahead and play it.
Oh
looks
yeah,
like
this is
fun.
toxic masculinity right here.
Whoa, how can I help you out today?
Yeah, man. I heard you guys have an MP5 in.
Yeah, man. Actually, we just got one in. You want to take a look at it?
Kennedy's gun shy.
Hell yeah. Here, let's take a look at it. HEC did it right on this. This is one of their most iconic guns. Here, why don't you take a look? That was cool. You want me to get the paperwork started for you?
No, I'm good, man. Bucket list.
Oh, it's so good.
Okay.
What?
Right, maybe the
man
worst acting I've ever seen in my life, but I do gotta say I do love that. I do love that.
like what man does not want to do that ever? Like you see it all over the movies all the time with the gun like that. I mean,
I think they scared Kurt though. Kurt seems to have run off.
He doesn't like guns.
He's got some kind of like beautiful silken cover over his chair. I don't know what that's about. That's delightful.
But that is in one of my bucket lists though. To do that with an MP5.
Yeah, that's not been on my bucket list, but maybe it will be now. All right, okay, let's move on to the next story since Kurt obviously has nothing to say on that one. I don't know what is this urination? I don't know what's going on here.
Yes, I'm a
you
nation.
know, some shows go really smoothly, but some woo.
Yeah, no, our shows, you mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
I told you this is going to be a disaster. I said it from the top. All right, this is one that I picked. I think this is quite a good video because, in fact, before I play the video, I'm going to show you my comment on the video.
You hungry?
My comment on the video is: "This is the worst take ever. I have lost all respect for this guy. Sad."
Still doing the show.
And I will say, I've never really had a lot of respect for this guy, but whatever modicum of respect I had is gone. Let's go ahead and play this.
But Kurt, there's a mute button.
My feeling is they should open it,
There
the
is a mute
border,
button, Kurt.
and just let them pour it, let everybody pour in, and then the answer, which is, well, then there'll be all these problems. Yes, there should be. It shouldn't be so great here, is what I'm saying. In America, it shouldn't be. It's a weird thing to sequester a certain group of people and try to keep upping their lifespan and their lifestyle, and just keep trying to increase that for this group of people, and then this pressure of people trying to come in so they can enjoy it.
What an idiot.
And then it gets worse and worse down here. I mean, I'm not in Canada. It's really just from down here. There's something wrong with that. That's not a system that's working, and it forces people to do cruel things to other people. There's a lot of people that die so Americans can be safe. They're just dying, weddings that are drone bombed in Yemen because the guy said something that might have resulted in American insecurity. Not even like definite American deaths, but like just so we can breathe a little easier. Folks die. And folks do labor in unsafe places so that we can keep the prices where we like them. There's so much about American life that other people pay for. That's part of it. But also, it's not good for us either. It's not a good way to live in a gated community. You know,
so dumb.
If you let folks pour in, like any other wave, it'll kind of slosh. And then you'll just
coming from
things
the
will
guy
be
that
different.
makes his female.
I don't know, like
there.
what'll really happen? A bunch of people, like, will they just come with knives and start killing everybody? I don't think so.
So he says, what's the worst that's going to happen? Are immigrants going to come in with knives and kill everyone? I mean, that is actually happening. So like, this guy clearly doesn't know what he's talking about. Hold on. Let me jump in with the super chat here. Curtis has jumped in with $100.
Curtis!
And he says, good to be back. How's it going, Your Highness? LOL. That's me because I'm the king here. He goes,
no, he's a dictator.
I am a dictatorial king. Just got back from a week of off-roading vacation. Oh, that sounds pretty good, brother. That sounds good. I'm a little bit jealous, even though I'm living my best life in Southeast Asia. Okay, so
Curtis,
Curtis,
invite the show. Invite us to go with you one day.
Yeah, we need to go with you. Yeah. Florida Sheepdog says it'll take 2 Trumps to fix the U.S. Vivek is Trump number 2. Maybe that's right. But I want to jump in back to Curtis's thing. I'm curious where he went off-roading. I'm not trying to compel him to give another $100 super chat, but I am curious where he went off-roading. Just put it in the normal chat and Jason will find it. That's awesome, man. That's awesome.
I've been off-roading here in Miami, but it's not like, it's more mudding than off-roading. I can imagine
in Florida they have something called mudding. I don't know if you guys, the rest of America, know what that is, but you basically go into swampy areas. And the only time I've ever been mudding, we took like a brand new, like massive truck. I don't know. I think it was a Dodge Ram, and we like straight like vertical it into like a pond. It was nuts.
Did it get stuck?
And they go,
no.
Yeah, and they had to go get
man.
These guys is because this is North Florida. This is near Tampa in a place called Zephyr Hills, and I'm like, man, these are the most redneck guys I've ever hung out with. And when the truck was upside down, I was in the truck when it went into the pond, so we had to hop out the back window, you know. And then the guys are like, you know what? We'll just get a pack of beer and go get some rednecks, and they'll get like a Toyota and pull it out. And I'm like, wait, we're gonna get rednecks? What are you guys? And then they got the rednecks, and then I understood.
Yeah.
You know, but these guys were the sophisticated, a bunch of them.
Exactly. These are the sophisticated country bumpkins.
It's a sliding scale. It's grading on a curve.
Okay, so first of all,
one thing, Chris. Wait, one thing, Chris. I just want to say one thing. One thing. It's quick. I'm really beginning to hate these people.
Yeah, the Hollywood people, you mean?
The way they think, the people that think like that,
and just leftists.
I'm beginning to get a hate for them because it's threatening people's lives now. The way they think.
Yeah, let me just say 3 things about this real quick. First of all, he thinks it's unnatural for America to improve and be good. We need to be worse. Go F yourself, you piece of crap.
Exactly.
This guy's one of like the richest people in the world. You know, if you account for the wealth of every human being on the planet, this guy's like in the top 0.1%, not even the top 1%, 0.001% probably. Mm-hmm. And he's sitting there going, "Oh, our lives are too good. This is unnatural. We shouldn't be so happy." Yeah, okay, whatever, dude. Then you go live in a third world country and give up all your money, and you live on $20 a month, asshole. You know, don't force that on the rest of us, you piece of crap. Okay. First of all, secondly, he's saying that people sacrifice people die just so we can be comfortable, just so we can breathe a little. No, they effing don't. What are you talking about? Like, do you have any concept how much improved the world is because America exists? Like, this asshole has no idea. Like, okay, I've traveled around the world. I've seen some pretty poor places, right? I've met people who make $20 a month for real. Okay, the fact that America makes the amount of money that they do, and they can afford to travel throughout the world, and they can invest in other places, and just and even like vacation in other places, and pay the people in those locations a little bit of money and improve their lives. and improve their quality of life is incredible. America's existence improves the lives of the rest of the world immensely. And this asshole has no idea what the hell he's talking about. He has no idea how much we're improving the world. And then lastly, MMA Fix jumps in and he says that CK quote did not age well. So was that from a while back? Because I only
It's not new. It's not new. I've seen that a while back.
Okay, so he's been a moron for a long time then.
Yep.
I respect him as a comedian. He's a funny guy, but I mean, as a human, he's garbage.
Yeah, funny looking.
His whole thing, his whole thing.
Looks like a giant white turd.
Besides being a comedian.
I do. Yeah. Let me give him the final point out about the. Yeah. I get it. Yeah, exposing himself to chicks in the office. Mm-hmm. Let me get the final point out before he wants all these immigrants to flood America so that we reach some kind of equilibrium with the rest of the world.
Equity. Yeah.
I don't think this guy really understands what that means. Okay. First of all, equilibrium with the rest
for him
would suck. Yeah, except for him, of course. It would suck massively. This guy has no idea how little money the rest of the world makes. What an absolute moron. And then secondly, he goes, what's the worst that can happen if we reach this equilibrium? Are we going to all get murdered by knife wielding maniacs? I don't think so. Well, that's happening now. You see that's actually happening. These maniacs coming into America and murdering girls. And the thing that pisses me off about this whole thing is like, this is all driven by feminism and these women voting for the left and saying, oh, we need to help the immigrants. You're the one they're going to kill, woman.
Yes.
It's these dumb white women. And it's like, okay, look, there are cultures that do not have our value system. There's people that think, oh, we're not racist, so no cultures are racist. Yes, they are. They're all racist. Okay, you moron. White people are the only non-racists. If you want a non-racist country, don't bring in brown people, okay? Because you're going to have a really racist country. All right, here's the thing that they keep doing in Europe. They go, oh, let's bring in people from countries where they teach their children, and I'm not joking, where they teach their children, look, if you meet a nice Muslim girl or you meet a nice Spanish girl or I shouldn't say Spanish because that's Spain, but you know what I mean, Hispanic girl, Latina girl, whatever. Maybe not so much in the Latin American countries, this is true, but at some Asian countries, I think probably. But especially like in some Muslim countries, not all Muslim countries. I've been to some Muslim countries that are amazing people. But in some places they'll say, don't mistreat your own kind. Don't mistreat people from your own culture. Don't mistreat the Roma are like this, right? The Gypsies are like this. Don't mistreat a girl of your own faith. But if you meet one of those nasty whore white girls, you can do whatever you want with them.
This exists
so these guys,
Pacific Islanders as well.
So I go to the nightclubs around the world. I've been to nightclubs around the world. You will see these sleazy guys preying on these white women and trying to get them drunk and trying to trick them into going home with them. And if it doesn't work, these guys will get very aggressive. And in some cases, and you can see this in the news media, these guys will not take no for an answer and they'll follow the girl home. Or they won't even go to the nightclub. They'll just find a girl walking on the street and they'll go ahead and, and I'm not going to use the word, but you guys know what happens, right? It's assault, it's murder often. And the reason that these guys think that that's acceptable is because they've been taught the women of your culture, the women of your faith, the women of your people are valuable, but white women from Europe are not. So you can do whatever you want with them. They're trash. They're disposable. You want to bring people into here. This is why multiculturalism is dangerous. Okay. People are like, oh, multiculturalism is so great because we get a variety of cuisine. But they don't, and they go, oh, diversity. Yeah, but you don't want that kind of diversity. You don't want diversity of like values, right? You want diversity. You want diversity of ideas, intellectual ideas and stuff like that. Anyway, that's what I have to say about Louis C.K. The guy's a piece of human trash, and I want
what's worse? Like, what's worse? These weak men that are allowing these women to do this to us. Men need to wake up, man. Like, it's incredible.
They have.
Well,
there's
some.
a huge cultural shift going on right now when it comes to men and young men, and just like going after they're making that money and doing their hobbies and staying away from these chicks that are just looking to exploit them, because the system is so against men. It's so against them that they're just like, you know what? I'm just going to stay out of trouble. I'm just going to do my own thing. And I can't blame them, really. It's not what
Curtis has jumped.
It's not what Chris is going to do, but I mean,
Curtis has clarified where he was off-roading. He says, I'm giving you $5 just because you said you weren't trying to get another 100. LOL.
Chris, take that back.
I'm happy with that. He says, Horseshoe Bay in the Texas Hill Country. Oh, that's very cool, man.
Nice,
yeah, I haven't
nice.
been. I haven't been to too much to Texas. I've been a little bit.
No, me neither.
Because
And I
I've
need
gone
to
on
go.
the show, The Blaze. Yeah, The Blaze is in Texas. They're in Dallas area. Okay, and then Hot Power Concrete and Simplified Crawfish Company gives us $5, and he says celebrities who have not served in the military should not be allowed to share their political opinions. Well, I only disagree with that because I expect that eventually I'll be a Hollywood celebrity once I take over.
Hollywood's
I got something. I got something about that, Chris.
Yeah, hit me.
But like the military is gone woke now, so it's not gonna really matter. But
I don't think the ordinary soldiers are necessarily.
Sorry, I'm being attacked by a fruit fly. God damn it!
I've heard those are quite dangerous.
I was gonna say one of the reason why I joined this to do this with you guys was I remember saying and people were telling me like, oh, you do this, you're never gonna work in Hollywood or anything like that. It's done. And I said I really don't care. Do I really want to work for Hollywood now? The way they are, the craziness that's going on, like everything about it disgusts me. So I don't care. I hope I can do what I love, but like if I can do it without relying on Hollywood, even better. But I just don't care now. It's what we're fighting for is more important than anything. Like I'm fighting for my son's future here. So F Hollywood.
F
Hollywood. Though that's absolutely great.
You've got more invested in society than we do. You have a wife and a child, so I mean you're literally fighting for the future of this country. And Chris and I are just
yeah, and I'm willing to do whatever it takes.
Right.
Vote in November. That's what I'm willing.
Vote in November.
Speaking of which, Chris is getting a message from his future wife right now. The only thing that he's willing to interrupt the show for to look at his phone.
I think it's an 86. I think it's an 86. Kurt.
It is a Russian. People, stop with this.
It is a Russian blonde, 100%.
Yeah, it's a Russian blonde. Her name's Victoria.
People, stop with this Israeli stuff. We live in America. We're in the United States. Let's focus on the United States for crying out loud.
I know. Israeli annoying.
You said you weren't going to drink. What's happened here, Kurt?
Chris. You know that I like the puns. You're saying like, why aren't you doing the puns? So I do the pun, and you go like, Kurt, you're a drunken asshole. Like
I smell
something.
You
do, damn if you don't. You smell something? Yeah, it's your own farts.
I don't care. I don't care
on the
about
weekend.
Listen to me, people. I don't care about Israel. I don't care about Israel. I don't care about Ukraine. I care about the United States of America. Let's fix it for crying out loud.
Yeah. America
I
first.
agree with you.
America first, and that's why.
Okay, all right.
Let's support Trump.
Let's go ahead and jump to the next story here, which Jason doesn't know what it is because I didn't give him the order, so I'm just going to do it myself. Oh, this is a good one. Have you guys heard of this show called The Acolyte?
Yes, unfortunately, I have heard of
Acolyte.
I haven't
Man.
seen it.
Yeah.
Hey, what channel is it on?
Disney Plus. It is a new
will
Star
admit
Wars
just
show.
Just the other night, I did sign up for Disney Plus because I wanted to watch.
Oh my God, you're a part of the problem.
I wanted to watch Captain America on TV, Captain America 2, and I was like, this movie is great. Like, I'm not going to sit here and watch 3 hours on AMC with commercials and crap, but I want to watch this movie. I forgot how good it is. So I'm like, I'm going to go back to Captain America 1, watch that one first, because I remember that being pretty good too. And then I realized that Joe Johnston was the director, and I was like, that's the guy that directed Rocketeer. maybe I should just watch The Rocketeer. So I went down this rabbit hole of like, what am I going to watch? And Rocketeer, I texted you, Chris. Rocketeer is amazing. You should talk
Actually, you texted both of us, but I'm the only one that read it.
You should talk to Gorka about it. You guys should cover it on your show because I saw it as a kid. It was kind of a flop, but it's a fantastic movie. It's really spectacular.
I agree with you, Kurt. I love that movie when it came out. I saw it in the movie theater.
Oh my God, I didn't realize.
I love that movie. And Jennifer Connelly, Jennifer Connelly, man, that when in that movie she was like, man, like I don't know, she was like perfect for that.
Jennifer Connelly is a problem.
Jennifer,
at some point,
this moment is it makes me feel like a man, you know.
At some point, Kurt had we were talking on the phone, and instead of the word colony, Kurt said Connolly. Weird. Do you remember this?
No, I don't.
Yeah, and
instead
then
instead of saying colony, I said Connolly, but I meant to say colony. What were we talking about?
I don't remember, but you kept saying it. You go not Connolly, Connolly. No, Connolly, and you just kept saying it was the funniest thing. It was great, and you weren't even drinking at the time.
This happens more often than I'd like to admit.
I mean, we all do it. We all pull a Biden every now and again.
Wait, hey, as soon as you guys don't do it, you guys don't do it on the show. I do it on the show all the time. So
it's okay,
listen,
Jason. Sometimes I'm Kamala Harris too. It's not just you.
Okay. But you're by the way, Chris, you're talking about the worst rated Star Wars show, right? On Disney.
Yeah.
Chris, come on. We're talking about Jennifer Connelly. Keep in your pants, man. She can wait.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay. So we're trying to figure out when sunset is because she's like, we'll meet up at 7. I'm like, I thought you wanted to see the sunset. Sunset's at 6. So, but anyway, okay. So anyway, there's a show called The Acolyte. And what they've done is they've completely destroyed Star Wars, right? So whatever semblance of like value you thought Star Wars had, or possible hope that maybe you had a new hope, even that Star Wars might come back and to the glory days of its original, because I feel like the Mandalorian was a shining light in the abyss of darkness of what Disney Star Wars was.
Yeah, first and second season, yes.
Yeah, first 2 seasons, exactly. But then that show even went to crap. And now they brought in, and there were rumors of this Acolyte show, even before Mandalorian started. And everybody who'd heard about the show was just thinking, oh man, they're really gonna throw the feminist BS into this. And they absolutely did. And so they get this black chick, of course, because it has to be a black chick, right? And she's the star of the show, and she's this, she's this very, very important character in the whole mythos of Star Wars. This is supposed to happen before Luke Skywalker. This is supposed to happen before, Anakin, who becomes Darth Vader. This is supposed to happen before any of that stuff. This girl is the best Jedi in the universe, ever in the history of the world. And I guess it's a little bit about like how Jedi aren't necessarily good. They're a little bit bad and stuff. I haven't watched the show myself. I have no real interest in it. But at one point, this girl made the point about another show she was in that she said the point of the show was to make white people cry. That's what she said. So then people criticized her for being a racist, essentially. And now she's back with a music video criticizing people for calling her racist. So let's have a little bit of a watch of some of this.
Wait, you know what, Ken? One second. I just want to reply on this video before you play it. I prefer a shade darker woman, but I think she's like very beautiful. She's an attractive physically. She's an attractive girl. Yeah, she could be huge in Hollywood. Like she could be a big movie star if she just like was neutral. Like. Because I think she has it. Her acting is kind of in the show, but it's just a bad show, bad directed show. So I'm not going to blame her. But like, it's a shame because she's actually like, oh, you get what I'm saying.
Well, since you brought up her acting first, before we do the before we show the music video, I will show you Nerdrotic's post on her, which I thought was
Jason
hilarious.
knows that his wife watches the show, so he's not going to say what he really thinks about her.
Yeah. Well, I thought this was quite a funny thing. The many emotions of Amanda Sternberg. It's not Amanda either. It's Amandla. Because black people have to be a little different, right, in America. So Amandla Sternberg, happy, scared, tired, sad, prideful, angry, jealous, offended. It's like the same face in every shot. I haven't seen the show, but
not only that, they're twins. So one's supposed to be evil, one's supposed to be good, and they're both played the same way by her.
Oh, she plays two different girls. Oh, I didn't realize.
You know what?
Oh,
for a
that's
second
funny.
there, I thought that I'd actually watched this show and liked it. It was the Amanda effect.
Dad joke.
Womp womp. Yeah. It was. I mean, in a way, it was clever. Let's see here. MMA Fix $2. He says, "I'm near Tampa. Drinks are on me next time that you're by." Oh, that's great, man. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I'm ever going to Tampa ever again in my life, but yeah.
I'll be in Tampa
Kurt goes
soon,
to
so I'm
Georgia
taking
from
you
time
up
to
to that.
time, which is near Tampa.
You do, but it's been too long. Gotta get back there.
G.I. Jose $2 says, "Watching The Acolyte will give you retinal herpes."
True.
Retinal. I love that it's retinal herpes. That's pure genius, my friend. Okay, well, let's go ahead and try to find this again.
Sponsored by Clear Eyes.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so let's go ahead and play this ridiculous video of this obscene.
You insist. Demonetized.
What's the goal? If they could take one thing, what would it be? I say empathy. Oh, that's why they mad at me.
Okay, so anyway, this is this girl's really weird song.
By the way, this was released on Juneteenth.
Yeah, of course it was. Of course it was. Well, anyway, so, but the chick makes, I would say, actually a fairly reasonable point. If you actually listen to what she's saying, which is that...
She's giving me a fairly reasonable point right now, I have to say. But anyway, go on.
And that's why we have Kurt on the show, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so
in case you were wondering.
She makes a... So the point she's trying to make, not the point that has affected Kurt, but the point she's trying to make is that when she said she's trying to make white people cry, is that she's trying to create, she's trying to create a film or tell a story that creates empathy in white people. Not that she wants to make white people cry because she wants to hurt them, or she wants to make them feel bad in the sense of like, attacking them or something. She wants to make them empathize with black people and therefore, be sad from a movie that. So she's trying to make. But the problem with saying that, the problem with suggesting that white people need to cry, white people need is because she's suggesting white people need to be empathetic. Like white people are not empathetic already. White people are not good people. White people are racist. And the only way to fix that problem is to tell a story that's going to create this emotion in them, to make them feel bad, to make them feel empathetic, because they are not by nature, or they're not already, which I find horrifically racist and despicable. So even if she wasn't just trying to make white people cry because she hates white people, what she's saying is still racist. Mic drop. Your turn, Jason. I'm going to turn the lighting down again.
What's going on with your lighting? She can't be racist. She doesn't have power.
Go for it, Kurt.
Sorry, Jason. Go ahead.
No, go for it.
No, Jason.
I got to collect my thoughts. There was something I want to say about it, but
well, it was an offhanded comment. I will get into it. So Kurt's basically making a joke. No more ice. We've discussed this. Why the ice, Kurt? So
I like ice.
Annoying.
Drinks get warm.
Oh, that's what I want to say. Like they're like these people. They act so oppressed, so this, that, like racism, this, racism, that. But yeah. Where they're successful, she's making a ton of money. She's probably rich. She's probably not even past 25, and she's probably already a millionaire. Like where is she's acting in movies, shows? Like where is this oppression? Where is this racism? Yeah. Where like be grateful. Be grateful.
She's
man.
not even a good actor. She's not even a good actor. What is going on with Kurt? What is going on?
I'll be back, boys. Talk amongst yourselves.
Oh, Lord, Kurt.
What's up?
Wait, can you mute it if you're going to be making all kinds of noises?
Yes. There's a mute button, Kurt.
Oh, yeah. I'll put your laundry in the dryer. Sure.
So anyway,
Go ahead, Kurt.
this girl, I don't even think she's a good actress, right? Like, given that little graph we saw.
Well,
but she is a black woman who is reasonably attractive, and she's got good black girl hair because she can grow an afro. So they've decided to cast her. You know, well, but I've been told by I think, you know, reasonable sources, which is I think YouTube videos mainly, that not all black women have good black girl hair. Actually, I had two friends back in LA. They were twin girls, actually, twin black girls, and they had amazing black girl hair. So they love to show off their hair and do their hair in different styles and stuff like that. But I watched some video that this black girl was like, I hate that they show off, you know, black girl hair all the time and say like, we need to be able to show off our black. Kurt does not know what the mute button is. I swear to God.
I'm gonna listen.
You can mute it. You know what mute means? It doesn't mean that you can't hear us.
Downstairs.
It just means that we can't hear you. All right. Anyway.
Sometimes I wish I was a part of the audience. I'd enjoy this show, like just watching this.
Yeah.
But anyway, apparently there's this thing about black girl hair where not all black girls have that like big afro, the ability to have that, or even have, you know, they don't even have good hair, which is why a lot of them have, you know, extensions and wigs and all this kind of thing. Which I didn't realize was a thing until I saw this. It might have been a YouTube video, might have been something on NPR, but yeah, they were criticizing that a lot of times these girls with great black girl hair are actually just kind of like bragging that they have good hair.
Oh yeah, it's a thing. It's a thing.
Yeah.
Like if
well, you would know better than I do.
Yeah. If you're black and you have good hair, it's a thing. Like, but you know, Chris, if you go to Dominican Republic, like I always promote this place, but if you go to Dominican Republic, he comes in and then he interrupts. It's incredible. No, I was gonna say like you go to Dominican Republic. Most of the women there have beautiful natural hair, like black women hair, and it's great. But yeah, it is a thing. It is a thing. Like the hair thing is a thing. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Quote of the day: the hair thing is a thing. Thank you, Jason. Eloquent as always.
Do you guys want to move on to the next story?
Sorry, that was a low blow. Well, I was just worried about being off camera for too long because I made a joke about that girl being attractive, and then I went away. So in my mind, I'm like, oh, what do they think I'm doing right now?
It sounded like you were. It sounded like you were literally breaking down a chair. That's what it sounded like.
Well, I put grandma's lawn. I got ice from my.
I'm not that interested in knowing what you actually did.
I'm trying to think what that sound was. Okay, go ahead and move on.
All right, let's go to the. Oh, hold on, Pupa Chalupa has given us a super chat, and he's written, "These people today claim to hate the racism for 60 years ago, but they are failing the very same test." Yes, it's true. They are the people who claim. They are the people they claim to hate. It's about power and revenge at this point, and resentment, I would say. But yeah, 100% true. Well done, sir. I salute you and congratulate you for that brilliant comment. All right, let's go ahead and look into the next story, which is the CNN death spiral. I don't know who this journalist Nolte is, but he's got to stop putting his damn name on all the headlines, because I keep thinking it's a story about Nick Nolte, the actor. Every damn time. I've read maybe like 10 of his stories, 20 of his stories. Every time I think it's a story about Nick Nolte. Anyway, if you're listening, not that he would be, but stop putting your damn. I don't know why this guy's got such a big ego. He thinks he needs to put his name on all this stuff. CNN death spiral.
I think because he was an Hollywood insider, so.
Okay, so this guy works for Breitbart. This guy works for Breitbart, and he thinks he's important enough to put his name on everything. Just put your name down here on the byline, where like everybody else.
It's smart. Dick. He's getting his branding out there, sort of like John Carpenter Presents, and then the movie title. Get your name above the marquee. It's smart. I like it.
Yeah, but he's associating it with annoying. Nolte, annoying. That's what everybody thinks. All right, at least that's what I think. All right, CNN, a far-left propaganda outlet that spreads conspiracy theories and political violence, is in a glorious ratings death spiral. Well, haven't they been in a death spiral since like forever? Didn't they have something called like CNN Plus or something that lasted like 6 days?
Oh, that was great. That died so fast.
Yeah, right. It did. It did. Anyway, Jason, did you read this story? Because I didn't read it.
Man, that's an old one, Chris. But
no, it isn't. Is it old? It's an older story.
Where was that?
I don't know. Okay, this is the least.
Oh no, that was one
show
I
on.
posted up really quick. I'm sorry, that's the one I posted up really quick because we had last minute. So
Okay.
the headline in itself explains it. Like,
Well, it's
ratings
nice.
dropped.
It's nice. It's nice, but I think I think it's like, we've known that for a long time. It would be interesting to see if CNN just died.
I'm telling
That
you,
would
we're
be
moving
fascinating.
towards state-funded media. You have like the BBC and all this stuff where they're just text you, watch it or don't.
Half
We
Power
already got your
Concrete
money.
Semperfied Crawfish Company says that aspartame will kill you, Kurt.
Well, gotta die something.
That true, Chris. That video we played earlier from CNN. We were probably like, you just added like probably like one more out of like 10 viewers on that video. Because like
What?
nobody's watching CNN.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
We're
By
actually
having
helping.
them
We're
watch-
improving.
yeah.
their
We're
ratings,
helping
not
them
helping.
exactly.
Right.
Yeah, no, I don't think
That's
so.
pretty
I don't
funny.
think we're gonna get a crossover audience from our show to their shows. Nobody watches.
Okay,
CNN
so
anymore.
Kurt wanted to know what Juneteenth was. Juneteenth. So apparently Juneteenth is like when
Is
the
that her?
slaves
Is that
were
Juneteenth?
emancipated. Yep, that's her. Once the slaves were emancipated in the South, apparently word hadn't got to Texas, and so it took them like a week or something to get the news that slaves had been emancipated. So then, I think it was June 19th is when they got the news. So on June 19th, they celebrated this thing called Juneteenth in Texas, and for some reason, this has become a national holiday. I'm not really sure why. It should just be a Texas holiday, but
You know why?
anyway. So this
It
chick.
was.
This chick thinks that she deserves something on Juneteenth. Let's listen.
I just want y'all to know that everybody does not have Juneteenth off. I'm stuck in this office, in the white man's office, working for the white man, real modern day slavery. Stop inviting me places because I can't go, y'all. I have to work, and I just want to know, are we getting paid double today? Not everybody, just the black people. We better be getting paid double today, and I'm not playing.
She's not playing.
Oh, hold on. I agree with her. Biden made it a national holiday, so she's right. Their job should have it off.
No,
come on.
She's saying only black people should get paid double.
No, but I'm saying about having to work. Like, come on.
Yeah, but she's saying
I-
only
I-
black people shouldn't work.
I have a friend that works for a liberal lefty company, and he had off, man. And he's white, by the way. Let me tell you something about Juneteenth, okay, people. I'm going to tell you something about Juneteenth. It's about division. So they want blacks and minorities to go against 4th of July, okay? They want them to have their own sort of 4th of July. That way they divide us, okay? Like, we all should just celebrate 4th of July. It's our independence. Because of 4th of July is why the slaves were free, why they have why she's able to work in a white man's company and make money, So it's all about division. It's all about, look, don't celebrate 4th of July. You have to, you have your own thing, And it does come back also to the leftist racism, lower expectations. They're really the true racist.
I could not have said it better. I love it, Jason. And she doesn't have to work at that company.
Yeah, exactly.
She's lucky because she's making money from the white man. It's not modern day slavery, woman. You're lucky you have that job. If you didn't think you were lucky to have that job, you would have quit. Don't pretend. Oh, I ain't playing. Yeah, actually, you are playing. You're playing. Because if you weren't playing, you would quit your job.
Well, I mean, it's a grievance culture. This kind of behavior is encouraged. So she's speaking out to people. She's going like, "Oh, look at me, look at me." It's just like, does she even just believe this? She probably does, but I mean, maybe she doesn't, because it's all about social media presence and just sort of like having attitude. Just like, okay, like you guys were saying, don't work for him.
MMA Fix gives us $2 and says, "Hands in view at all times, Kurt. We're on to you." I don't want to know what MMA Fix thinks Kurt's doing, thinking about the black woman from The Acolyte. But I do think it's time that
Just don't
we.
don't put Foxy Cleopatra back on the screen, and we'll be okay.
This is not Foxy Cleopatra. I don't know what I would call this thing, but it's not Foxy nor Cleopatra. But let's go ahead and listen to what
someone
this.
in the comments, someone in the chat said that. I thought it was pretty apt observation.
It's quite good. Yeah. No, this is more like not at all Foxy Jabba. All right, let's listen to what she has to say.
Americans to be celebrated by Black Americans. When white people ask me what they can do to embrace this holiday, I ask the same question: what about you as a white person, or what can you embrace about this holiday as a white person? What about this holiday says to his white person, I should celebrate this, I should embrace this? Even as a non-American, it's a good question for a white person to ask themselves. This holiday is also a good reminder. It's a good reminder, especially for white people, that not everything is for you, and that's okay. If you want to know how to recognize the holiday and acknowledge the holiday, pay a Black person. Whether it's a Venmo, a PayPal, a Cash App, whether you shop from their store, whether you
They just love begging for money.
It's ridiculous.
Pay Black people. You have to think we're celebrating our freedom.
Okay, I've had enough of this bitch.
More than
Black women, wake up.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, it's disgusting. I mean, the other day I did pay a Black woman, Jason. You remember?
Yep. And she was very happy. She was very happy.
I sent Jason his share of the money from our show, and but he doesn't have like PayPal or anything, so I sent it to his wife.
Okay.
Yeah.
And she said, Jason, you should do this every day.
That's where it's going anyway. cut out the middleman.
Let's see here. Florida sheepdog. Florida
sheep.
sheep.
Some money for some beard conditioner.
Grooming.
I make my own. Kurt.
You make your own.
Yep.
Jason. Jason. Now we need to see. Now we need to see your hands at all times. Okay. Florida sheepdog. Florida sheepdog jumps in. Juneteenth is so black. Wait, what? Juneteenth is so. Juneteenth exists. They're saying Juneteenth exists so that blacks can celebrate Father's Day.
Wow.
Oh my God.
You guys
that was a good one. That was a good one. I like a good racist joke. In fact, I say this all the time on the show. We need to bring back racist jokes because it's not about hate. And I say that all the time. And the world just doesn't listen to me.
How about if a white man says, okay, blacks, it's 4th of July. You have to pay us. Just send us money, Venmo us, Zelle us, because we brought you here to this country and you're doing great now. So just send us a lot of money.
Yeah, could you imagine if your ancestors weren't brought here and you were born in Africa? That would suck, wouldn't it? Better send us some money to say thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. What a nasty
like
thing
if you reverse what these people say, like it's just so
nasty.
funny how this is black privilege at its finest. Like they say white privilege, but we don't have privilege. Black people are the one that have the privilege, and this is just getting ridiculous already.
Jason, the truth is, I love you, even if I think that you're too obsessed over the damn
republic
democracy bullcrap. Yeah. All right. Okay, let's look at this. This is a story that you sent. Caitlin Clark continues to fuel blockbuster ratings for WNBA.
Yeah, you know what's funny about this story?
Go on.
She's bringing in money. She's bringing in like views. She's bringing in everything finally to the WNBA that nobody cares about. Nobody wants to watch. Yeah. And they're friggin' going against her, trying to tear her down. Yeah. Like, are you serious, idiots? Finally, just because she's white, she's bringing your sport attention. Like, come on, wake up, you fools.
Yeah, I think there was like some kind of controversy recently about an international team. Was it the Olympic team that she didn't get on something?
Yeah.
So she wasn't chosen for, I think it was the Olympic team.
Oh, but Brittany Griner, the one that was in jail in Russia and was like a traitor in the United States. Like I don't know if she was a traitor in the United States, but she was like put in jail in
I
Russia.
Think she just had weed or something like that.
Yeah. I mean, she did go against the United States too, though. I think she did say something or bowed or put a knee.
The only thing that I ever see about Brittany Griner is that everybody thinks she's a dude.
She is, but they put her on the Olympic team instead of her. Like, I mean, come on, man. This is the best player ever that you guys ever had, and I mean, she's gonna bring money to your sport. She's gonna bring support to your sport, and you idiots are doing this, like, no, first of all, nobody cares about the WNBA, you know? Like, this is
Right.
your chance. This is your opportunity.
Well, I gotta say, I don't really follow this stuff. I don't really know much about this girl. She seems like a nice girl. I don't know anything about her. But all I know is I've seen clip after clip on Twitter of black girls like physically punching her.
Yep.
Like smacking into her, punching her in the head. Like, and it doesn't seem, you know how like black people often say, like, oh, if anything bad happens to them, it's like, I think it's racially motivated. Okay, whatever. I mean, not all black people do that, obviously, but you know the ones that do. And what's weird is like the attitude of these women when they beat up this girl, it does seem a little bit like there's a racial component to it. You know what I mean? I feel like there's some kind of resentment or hatred of this girl. Maybe it's less about racism and more about just resenting her for being the most popular one. But there's some kind of nasty, insidious hatred there.
Well, I think it's got to do with both. I think it's because it's not a black woman that's bringing the attention to the WNBA. There's a lot of hate for her. It's just.
I think that's right. Yeah, I think it's to do with the fact that she's a white girl in what was traditionally a black person's sport. And she's and just like her specifically, I mean, it might, like, if she were a black girl, maybe she'd get the same amount of like aggression and violence. I don't know. It's hard to say, but I know that a lot of black people hate white people in America. I know that.
It's cultivated.
It is cultivated.
So like, and they're gonna do what they can get away with. So if they're like, oh, this new girl's coming to town, blah blah blah. If you think you want to try something like that, if you want to try like. They decriminalize everything in these Democrat cities. It's basically like, okay, well, what else can we get away with? So yeah, if they want to take a shot at her, they think they're not going to get punished for it, then they're going to do it. And they're going to do it. And it's a shame because the WNBA is a welfare league. They exist on money given by the NBA. They never made a profit. They're a joke. So actually, when the sport becomes like a merit-based sport, when it's just like, oh, people are actually interested in the sport, the communists reject it. The communists are saying like, no, this is supposed to be our welfare league. Don't let this white girl in who can actually play basketball and somebody actually wants to watch. I'm just like, what country is this?
Yeah. You know what's sad too? You know what's sad too? It's like her own teammates too. Like they're hitting her, dropping her down, and her own teammates just ignore it, go away, and just don't even care. Like if somebody knocks down
that's how you think probably it's a racist thing.
Yes. Yeah. Because if somebody hit your teammate like that and badly like that, you forget it. Like I've seen in sports, like you hit another teammate like that or something. Like I was watching soccer the other day, the Messi playing, and they like hit him and he like fell to the ground. All the teammates came and were ready to like beat this guy up. You know,
that's how it should be. That's how it should be.
That's how.
And Messi's a superstar, and they could resent him, but they don't.
Yes,
because that's not how men are.
That's why I brought that up.
Thank
exactly.
God, okay, Kurt's back. God damn it. Okay, well.
Damn it, Kurt's back. we're not allowed to have a coherent conversation anymore. This asshole.
I thought that was funny. All right, Curtis has jumped in with $100. He says, I work for the bank for a bank in Texas. And he goes, I appreciate that it's now a federal holiday, Juneteenth, because now I can get the day off without using PTO. LOL.
Exactly.
I love that.
That's what. Yeah. Hey, blacks that are like against racist against whites and all this. Guess what? We're celebrating Juneteenth and taking off and doing barbecues and thank you.
We're doing all kinds of white people things. Yeah. No, but listen. He appreciates this a federal holiday, and listen, I think that straight white men deserve a holiday, and when I'm president, which will eventually happen, I will create a straight white male holiday, just to appreciate straight white men, because you know what? That's what we do now. Apparently, we celebrate people for their race and their other immutable characteristics.
Chris,
so that's
I'm curious. What would you call it?
Awesome day. The best day ever.
How about thank you white people day?
I got it.
Thank you for inventing everything day. What is it,
Chris? Your name's Chris, right? Christmas. Just roll it around. Think
Oh
about it.
my god. Okay. Sometimes they're just
okay. Dad
sometimes they're not
jokes.
winners.
Dad jokes.
They're not all winners. They're not all winners. Okay. All right. Let's have a look here. Vladimir Putin. Okay, let's do this. This is another one that I didn't pick, so I'm not sure about this. Vladimir Putin and Kim Jong-un trade dogs,
Yeah.
limousine, and more as gifts.
So the reason why I put this was because look how everything has changed. What was Trump doing when he was president? He was making relations with North Korea. You know, he was the one going and talking. Well, whatever he was doing, but he was talking with Kim Jong. What is it?
Kim Jong-un.
He was talking with him. They were becoming, they were communicating. Now look.
Not
now
just that, and him and Putin as well. Him and Putin as well. And there were no wars.
But now look. Now Putin is going over there to North Korea, establishing an allyship. And look what's happening. It's like a complete reverse. I mean,
we've lost control of the world. We don't run the world. We don't even have influence on the world. People look at Biden and they laugh at him. They're talking about these deep fakes. We should have done something about the deep fakes. They're going.
That's right. Yeah.
I don't know how that didn't pop up on our list of stories today. They're talking about these deep fakes where Joe Biden is like literally wandering off, and they're like, or not deep fakes, cheap fakes they're calling them, and they're clipping them. We're clipping them and putting them up, but they're not edited or anything. We're seeing what's happening. And they're going, Karine Jean-Pierre is like, that's a cheap fake. That's a cheap fake.
Yeah.
It's not a deep fake. They didn't use technology. What they did is they cut it out of context. So we're going to call it a cheap fake. Okay, first of all, cutting clips out of context has existed since the development of video, really. So calling it a cheap fake is just dumb. It's just a new dumb thing. It's saying they clipped out of context would have been fine. But they want to create this catchy little branding thing. It's not going to work. It's like Bidenomics, okay? The reason cheap fakes isn't going to work is because we look at the actual footage and, even with the context before and after, and we go, no, what the Republicans are saying about this footage is accurate. Joe Biden is a senile old fool. Yeah, there's this video clip. This is the one that you really picked up on, where Biden is watching this skydiver land, right? This guy in a parachute. And then he turns away and just kind of wanders off. And if you play the footage a little longer, you see that there's another skydiver kind of where he's wandering off to. And so they tried to make the argument that, no, he wasn't just wandering off. He went to go talk to this other skydiver. But the Italian, I think it's the Italian prime minister, had to walk over and grab him and be like, no, Mr. Biden, this is what we're looking at now. Don't wander off that way randomly. Because I don't think he was going to, even if he was going to talk to that other skydiver, why was he doing that? It's a weird thing to do. You're with this group, you're doing this thing, and you're just like, that's not normal. That's not normal for no president would do that. He obviously does not have the, I don't know, cognitive function to be president, but they're desperately, so they're doing this.
This is the elderly abuse presidency, basically, is what we.
Oh my gosh, Curtis has come in again. Curtis, please stop. It's too much. I feel guilty now. He says, we already have a straight white men's day. We call it Father's Day.
Okay, fair enough.
Mic drop.
Mic drop. That's true. And I feel bad for all the Mexican fathers out there. Or Asian fathers. That's pretty funny.
More kids than any white guy.
That's right.
They should deserve more credit.
They don't have a day. Their day would be called Super Father's Day, but we don't have that. Not here. Maybe that's a Mexican holiday. No, that's awesome, Curtis. That was funny, man.
Well done.
Yeah, I don't know. The world's gotten worse since Biden's been president. We all know it. And there's another incident where Barack Obama had to lead Biden off of a stage in California when he was doing a fundraiser. Did we cover that last week? I don't think so. Or on Monday? I think that happened since then. Right?
Poopa Chalupa says, another 100. Super Chad.
He is a super Chad. Curtis is a super Chad in the super chat. Yeah, so we got these cheap fakes, so-called. But what was great, the best thing was Trump actually posted this the other day. It was a meme where it shows like Biden falling over, and it said the definition of a cheap fake: it's any unedited video content that the Biden administration doesn't want you to see. That's what the definition of a cheap fake.
Yeah.
Which
And
is pretty
thanks to
funny.
Bidenomics, nothing is cheap. But apparently these videos are.
Except for
it's the
these.
one thing we can get that's cheap nowadays.
That's very good. Well, yeah, I mean, the reality is that we can all see the footage. That's the thing. I'd actually, Scott Adams posted the other day something about how, the Democrats are desperate or weak or whatever it is, and everybody's kind of waking up. Somebody wrote something against him, and he wrote this great list of ways in which the Democrats have essentially lied to us using the media. I think the initial post was something like, if you haven't figured out that that the mainstream media is lying to you, but like you're hopeless or something like that. And this guy, it was Michael Ian Black, which I think Kurt knows who this is. This is an actor from the 80s. Oh, bye, Jason. Michael Ian Black. You remember this? This guy?
Yeah.
Anyway, Michael Ian Black chimed in, and he was like, this is like a dangerous post, essentially. We should respect the mainstream media, the news media. They
my God.
They're right. And so then Scott Adams gave him this like tirade explanation, like in detail, broke down a bunch of different lies that the mainstream media has told us. But they're not just like difficult to understand lies, complicated lies, stuff that they've done a really good job, like obvious bullcrap, right? Like the idea that the Hunter Biden laptop was Russian plant, like phony. The one that cracks me up, and I'm going to talk about this on Sunday on Gorka's show on Newsmax. The one that cracks me up is now on X and also on MSNBC. They've kind of gone nuts with this idea that, like, who's really senile is Donald Trump. Donald Trump's really the senile. I saw this speech the other day. I read this text. It was hilarious. I wonder if I can find it here. Where they're like, "Oh, I saw this speech the other day where Donald Trump was slurring his words and he was forgetting things and everything." And I think it has to do with the fact that let's just face the facts. Donald Trump is facing senility. And I reposted it and I commented and I said, there's gaslighting, and then there's whatever the hell this is. And it's like, I think the definition of gaslighting, requires effectiveness, right? Some level of effectiveness of actually being able to trick people into thinking that something that's obviously true is false.
This isn't gaslighting. This is death by inhalation. This is them suffocating on their own BS, basically.
Yeah, this is the worst. I'm kind of spoiling Sunday's Newsmax for you guys if you guys are going to see it, but I do make the point on the show. It's like Democrats used to be so good at propaganda.
Yeah.
They used to be world-class propagandists. They still are in many ways.
I was thinking about that actually a moment ago when we're talking about like Trump saying fake news. It's so succinct. It's so sharp. And it cuts right through the nonsense. And they're trying to say things like, "Oh, yeah."
That's why they're doing this stuff.
Cheap fakes.
Yeah, cheap fakes.
Yeah, they're trying to like the left can't meme. They're trying to do the
100%.
Where
The
Trump
left
just says something, everybody goes like, "Oh, Trump has all these mic drop moments, and Biden, the only thing he's dropping is his trow." So I mean, they're desperate, definitely. And it's great. It's great that they're desperate because they keep like embarrassing themselves over and over again. And
the Hoffbauer Concrete and Simplified Crawfish Company says that instead of getting Super Father's Day, Mexicans get Taco Tuesday. And then he writes, "Sorry, G.I. Jose."
I love me some Taco Tuesday.
I mean, who doesn't love Taco Tuesday, though, really? That's a holiday for all of us. Let's see here. MMA Fix jumps in with $5 to rates. Not one person gave a damn whether Jerome Iginla, half black, I don't even know who that is, was the best hockey player in 2003, 2004, but the reverse in the WNBA makes them go insane. Yeah, that's interesting. I think what he's trying to say is if a black guy is successful in hockey, white guys don't go, F that guy. Just the idea makes me laugh. I think that's this is some bull crap. Some black guy's the best hockey player? Screw him.
It reminds me of who was it? I forget. Some comedian was talking about like how they keep making these movies about oppression. The swimming movie with Terrence Howard, where it's just like comically like, get him out of the pool. There's a Negro in the pool. You know, it's just like, okay, guys.
Oh, that was such a good bit.
How
I don't
often
remember
do
who
we
did
have
that
to see
either.
this movie? Because they used to do 2-3 movies a year after year. The same kind of BS.
Of
where it's
black
basically
oppression.
Like, yeah. Eventually, we're going to get the George Floyd movie, you know.
Oh, my gosh.
I said was going to be a thing back in the day when I was doing my failed YouTube channel about total recast.
Kurt, I don't even want to talk about this because this is such a disgusting, terrible idea.
It's coming.
You know it's coming.
It's coming because they're all about propaganda. They're all about like, look at this poor man and those. No, the poor man is the cop who literally did nothing wrong, followed the letter of the law, and he's in jail, probably getting beaten and abused, and that's the travesty here.
Yeah,
and,
true that.
Sorry, took a dark turn. Let's move on.
Took a dark turn, and Jason's not here to save us. Where are you, Jason? What's happened to you?
He's creating his own. He's creating his own beard conditioner right now.
Oh my God, Kurt. Okay, enough. All right, so I did.
That was your joke.
It was, and I'm ashamed.
For your joke.
I'm ashamed of my joke. I don't want to hear it spit back at me.
You
that doesn't sound right. Anyway, Jason is. I texted him, but he's not. Yeah, I'm making it work. He didn't even respond to the text, so I don't know. Hopefully, he's alive. Let's see here. Donald Trump VP pick. Okay, so now this is the crux of the show. This is what we advertised the show to be about. Donald Trump's VP pick may have just
everything before now has been BS. This is why you
exactly.
This is going to be
good
now. Finally,
now the show's going to be good. Yeah. Okay. So here's the thing. This is It's actually a very interesting story, I think. Okay. So eagle-eyed social media users have noticed the web address Trump Burgum automatically redirects to Trump's official campaign website, sparking speculation that North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum could be his 2024 running mate. Internet users attempting to access the address are instead being sent to donaldjtrump.com, whereas similar combinations for other Republicans regarded as potential Trump VP picks return no results. And I've actually tried this with the candidate that I've been told they're going to pick, and it doesn't work. It doesn't work. So yeah, it looks like Burgum may be the guy. And if you don't know who Doug Burgum is, look him up because I don't know either. Let's see here. We can click on it. Yeah, there we go. Doug Burgum has served as the 33rd governor of North Dakota. I'll go away. 33rd governor of North Dakota since December 2016. As a successful entrepreneur, he is best known for selling his software company, Great Plains Software, to Microsoft, blah, 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 blah. So he's also a businessman. Seems like a good guy. Oh, you know what I've just heard? I've just heard a little noise that suggests that, yes, there we go. There's Jason. He's using the phone because it looks like his setup has collapsed. Is that right, Jason?
Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you. Yep.
You hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, my internet here sucks, man. I can't stand it, man.
Okay, well, we'll take that up with DeSantis. We're just saying that
I'm in Hawaii, Chris is in Bali, and apparently Jason, Florida's the third world.
Right. Well, we're going through this.
We had power issues earlier over here.
We're going through this story. Donald Trump's VP pick may have just been revealed because if you write TrumpBurgum.com, it will actually take you to Trump's website. And so they think North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum. That's what they think is a VP pick is going to be. Now, I will say this is not the name that I was told. I was told a name. This is not the name. But the person who told me the name may have been mistaken. Well, they wouldn't have been mistaken, but things may have changed. Things may have changed. So this may be right. This may be the guy. But I think this is a fascinating story. And remember, I stopped you guys from talking about this before. So I apologize for that moment. I know you guys got really angry with me. So now feel
Won't be the
free
last
to
time.
discuss.
I have no idea who Doug Burgum is. He's got a terrible name. I wouldn't vote for him. Burgum?
Just because of the name?
I'm out.
That sounds like a sound reason. Half Power Concrete and Simplified Crawfish Company says, I'd be very happy with Burgum. He was really good in the debates. Jason has for some reason set up his camera in such a way where we're only seeing the bottom half of his head. Okay, there we go. Still, and we do definitely see some up close of some computer keys from a keyboard. That's exciting. Oh, there we go.
Chris, come on, man. you ruthless.
Come on, this is an emergency setup. Come on, man. Give me a break. Come on, man.
For no money.
Never.
And you're just always just like slapping us right in the nuts. All right.
That's right. Yes.
Chris, you don't know how pissed off I am right now with this freaking internet. You're making it worse.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, the rumor is Burgum. Let us know what you guys think of the comments. But Kurt wanted to talk about who he thought the VP pick would be.
Are you talking about Tulsi Gabbard? Yeah, I think she's a good choice because I think she's a cutie for one thing. She's well spoken. She's from Hawaii, so we can get actually someone from Hawaii that's not a total bag of D's, like Mr. Obama, who's not actually from Hawaii. That was falsified. So yeah, I'm on Tulsi's side. I like her, and I think it's good that we have her in that position because it always looks good for us and looks bad for them when they're coming after a woman.
Right.
Oh, the force is female, all that nonsense, which is just basically like them trying to grab power. So yeah, they're gonna be viscerally angry and petty when it comes to attacking her, and she can take it because she's kind of like the young hot version of Trump, and I think it's a great pairing. And I think she could make a great person herself. So full endorsement behind Tulsi Gabbard.
With all of those, with that glowing recommendation, I do think we need to see your hands, Kurt. Okay, good man. All right, Jason.
Well,
who do you think is going to be VP and why? Or who do you
the thing about Tulsi Gabbard, I don't think it's going to be Tulsi Gabbard, but I wish it would be her because the thing about her, I know everybody says, oh, they don't know she was a Democrat all her life and all that stuff, but the thing about her though is like people can change, and I truly believe there was a genuine change in her. And yeah, I know the WEF thing, she spoke at WEF, but if people get paid to speak there, like, I mean that's not like telling me that she's like a part of that group. If they tell you to pay you to speak somewhere, like,
hold on. It's not WEF, it's the WEF.
Yeah, but I call it WEF.
No, nobody else
WEF.
says.
Jim WEF.
I say
WEF. It's like
World
a fart,
Economic Forum.
You like a fart.
World Economic Forum. Hot Power Concrete and Simplified Crawfish Company jumped in with $2. Says Burgum will demolish Kamala in the debates. Well, I think that's a glowing recommendation if I ever heard one. But yeah, I agree with what you're saying about Tulsi Gabbard. What do
you mean? I didn't even get to say it. You keep
continue
cutting me off and correcting me for everything. But no, go ahead.
No, I think Tulsi was never really a leftist. I think she was a dino. I think she was a really rare dino. And Kurt will back me up on this. She had to be a Democrat to run for office in Hawaii. And although I do think that she flipped from being pro-life to pro-choice, that's really the only. I mean, I'm sure there are a few other positions, but I think that's the only real leftist position that she ever jumped on.
Don't let the great get in the way of the good.
Yeah, that will be a no-go.
Politician. Donald Trump's not a politician. He's a businessman, and unfortunately, even Ron DeSantis, all these guys that are great at what they do, they're people that we need on our team to advance our side. They're still politicians. So
I do think Tulsi. I do think that the pro-choice thing will be a 100% no-go for a lot of people, though. So Tulsi will be a difficult pill to swallow for a lot of people if she remains a pro-choice. But
yeah, I agree with Chris. Like, I see a division there with the Republicans. Like, there's a good amount of people that just don't like her and don't want her to be not that they don't like her, but they don't trust her. So he has a point. Like, maybe it's not the smartest thing. So I can see that point, but man, I don't know. The thing she says is pretty spot on for me. Like, I believe she's a total convert. I believe she woke up. What they did to her kind of showed her the light. So yeah, I wish our side would give her more of a chance, more sympathy. Yeah, Chris has a point.
That's something you brought up a couple times, actually. This is the most important thing. But Jason, you brought this up twice when it was good that you reminded me of it. Like, she's a Democrat. So the whole idea is like,
well, she's not now.
She's an ex-Democrat. So it's basically like, okay, I was on this BS and now I moved over. And it sort of like opens that window to be like, look, guys, you don't have to be a slave to the left. Just because you started on the left, you can move. I moved. It's fine. And what are they trying to do? They're trying to eviscerate me for it because they want to shut me up. They don't let me speak. So are they on the side of women? Are they on the side of freedom? Or are they just on their own side? Yeah. And
look, if it's not Tulsi Gabbard, it just can't be a rhino, man. It can't be one of these freaking idiots, I mean, it has to be. They have to be smart about this. And please, just not a rhino, not even like a rhino that's, I don't know what you can say, soft rhino. It has to be somebody that's going to make some change.
A soft rhino. That's where the horn is kind of like. It just moves around.
Like an orca.
It doesn't. They don't have a forked tongue. They just have the horn.
G.I. Jose jumped in with $5. He says,
they're not watching that music video that one chick from The Acolyte put out. And then they'd be a full rhino. Anyway, go on.
G.I. Jose jumped in. He says, a big no to Tulsi. She should prove herself by becoming governor of Hawaii first. Let's see how she does there. And then maybe a national spot. Maybe. G.I. Jose is very skeptical.
Look, she won't win. She's a part of Kurt's lefty blue Hawaii. I mean, she's not a part of that. She's not a part of that.
She knows how to surf, though. She knows how to surf.
You have to be this person, that person, whatever. You just have to be in the public consciousness. You just have to be a celebrity. You don't have to be this job to that job. Career politicians are done. Trump killed that.
Yes.
It's over.
I hope so.
And in fact,
well, on our side,
lineage,
on the right, on the right,
having a long, it's like a Joe Biden. You've been around for 50 years. You haven't done crap. That's what you want. You want someone's proven to be useless. I'll take the opposite of that.
Yeah.
No rhinos.
That's because you're a
Hawaii. Who do we have out here? We have what's her face?
Kurt.
We're talking about Hawaii. So we're talking about Hawaii.
Wait, I just want to, real quick. I was going to say, you say that because you're a rational conservative.
Yeah, well, never been accused of that before. But who do we have out here?
You guys have a problem with interjection. You don't want to hear an interjection.
Who's the one chick that you always make fun of out here? It's like what's her name? If you knew how smart
Mazie Hirono?
Mazie Hirono, yeah, that's who we elect out here. Shining lights of intelligence and bravery out here, like Mazie Hirono.
Nobody knows who Mazie Hirono is.
Exactly, and nobody would know who Tulsi Gabbard was if she was just the governor of Hawaii or a senator or some kind of matter. This state is a military point, and that's the only reason why it matters at all. The elections are.
We've really focused way too much on Tulsi Gabbard. Nobody thinks she's going to be vice president. You guys are insane.
That's why I said. That's why I tried
interruptions, Chris.
That's why I tried to change the subject to like no rhinos.
Me too. I kept trying too. Kurt is really on this thing. You're talking about Tulsi.
I like that no rhino thing. We should throw it in there. Just like if you make a comment about that guy's hands,
hold on.
You throw in no homo. Throw in no rhino. I like it. Make it part of the lexicon.
I'm giving myself a note now to do a No Rhinos T-shirt.
Hey,
my favorite TLC
I came
song.
up with that. You got to give me a percentage.
No, you just came up with a phrase. I came up with a T-shirt.
Exactly. I get a percentage.
Incorrect. Okay, so
tyranny.
It's true. Yep, accurate. So, but is the comment section alight with people with suggestions of who they think will be the VP pick? MMA Fix has jumped in and he's written, I thought the WEF stood on the side with his whistle. What? Oh, the WEF. I thought the WEF stood on the side with his whistle. That's like a referee, but with a lisp is a WEF.
Oh yes, the Wild Wild WEF.
Took me a while to figure that out, but thank you, MA Fix.
Man, the dad jokes are powerful today.
I know that. that was the priest. That was the priest from Princess Bride talking.
Mowage.
The WEF. All right. So we have one more
G.I.
story
Jose,
left.
hold on a second. Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. G.I. Jose is being a cheap bastard and not doing a super chat, just doing a regular chat. But he's calling me out and saying that I'm a shill for Tulsi Gabbard and that she's a politician and therefore, I don't know, that is political. Kurt, she is selling out to stay relevant. Well, staying relevant is the most important part of having a political career. So if you're not relevant, then by definition you're not relevant.
Yeah, true.
So yeah, she needs to test the waters a little bit, and I don't like that. I don't like flip flopping. I don't like seeing where the breeze is blowing because that's basically the Rock.
Yeah, but no, but
I hate
but
the
you know,
Rock
Kurt.
because
She
don't know where he stands.
But it's not really like a flip flop. I think she really believed in like Democrats, and I think she's like the old school Democrat, and I just think she's like Elon Musk. Like they just went completely crazy.
I figured
and what they did,
which I really
you have
like.
the right to. And I think that it is an interesting thing to talk about because I think that she was sort of like pretend Democrat because you had to be. So
are we
that
still going to be
something she
talking
was
about
doing.
this woman forever?
I'm reading I'm a man of the people.
Ad
I saw
infinitum.
G.I. Jose.
Yeah, that was
I saw
unnecessary.
G.I. Jose make
We
a
could have
comment.
ignored G.I. Jose, but
You know
Kurt
what?
had to jump.
You know what, Chris?
more people are doing it.
We got
More people
5
are
minutes,
talking about
2
it.
minutes left. So Jason, you and I should just not talk anymore because
Dame
Chris wants to be the one
Frodo-
that talks. What we have to say doesn't
Dame
matter.
Frodo. Okay, Kurt's
Yep.
right. Okay. Dame Frodo lives,
Annoyed.
jumps in with $2, annoyed, and writes, "Sorry, my husband's got to say it. Bannon for VP." I like that idea. It would never happen, but I absolutely love it.
That would turn off people.
It would. Yeah. Kurt's already turned off.
It's way different than quite the reverse.
You cut out there for a second. We missed that joke. At least I missed it. Let's see here. We have one more story. I believe that Jason, you got this into the last second there before we started the show. Let's have a look. It's a tweet, I believe, by Devin Eric.
Yeah.
That's the whole point. Wasting billions is the goal. All of those billions are wasted. I don't know what he's talking about.
Well, no, go, Chris. Go down to the Elon Musk tweet first.
I see. Okay. Elon Musk writes, "Wow, this is crazy. Surely some people should lose their jobs over this. If wasting billions is enough, what does it take?" I don't know what he's talking about. Oh, he's responding to a different. Okay, Jason, you got to set this up for me here. Okay. Whole Mars Catalog writes, for $42 billion, they could have bought Starlink dishes for 140 million people. U.S. population is 333 million. Biden's $42.5 billion rural high-speed internet plan gets stuck in red tape. Not a single home connected 3 years after this enactment. Elon Musk writes, "Wow, that's crazy. Surely some people should lose their jobs over this. If wasting billions is enough, what does it take?" And then we go to this guy's explanation, or what he believes is his, what he thinks is going on. He says that's the whole point. Wasting billions is the goal. All those billions are wasted from our perspective because they don't actually produce any results, but not from the perspective of the political class because all that money makes its way into their friends' pockets. Well, that's I don't really like how he's written this, but yeah, that would have been my response as well. 10% for the big guy, blah, 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 blah. I'm not hugely fond of how this guy's written this. I think we should have just given our perspective, and Jason, you should have just presented Elon Musk's thing. But yeah, I mean, I was going to say the same thing, which is essentially every time you see, and I talk about this all the time. I talk about this with the public transportation projects they have that end up, they're saying, oh, it's going to cost us $100 million. It ended up costing us $1 billion, right? They say, oh, we need to give all this money to Ukraine. We magically lost it. They lose so much money, the government. They lose all this money. Well, where does it go? Well, they steal it. Okay, they shovel it to their friends. Whatever. That this money is being stolen, right? It's not being laundered. People use the word laundered to mean embezzled. Okay, people shouldn't get those two terms confused. If you don't know what the word laundered is, look up the word. I try to explain to people all the time. They keep using it wrong.
Chris, I'm part Asian, so I'll be damned if you're going to tell me what the definition of laundry is.
I know I'm being a little bit pedantic, like people are being with the word democracy, but I mean, if we're talking about crimes here, it is a very different crime. Half Power Concrete and Simplified Crawfish Company jumped in and he said, Clay Higgins for VP. If you don't know who he is, look him up. I do know who Clay Higgins is, and I appreciate that. I think that's actually a very good pick. That guy's pretty awesome. But look, yeah, the Democrats steal money, and the establishment Republicans steal money. The rhinos steal money. A lot of people in federal government, they always wonder, like, okay, somebody goes in, they got a job for $200,000 a year, and they come out after 5 years with $20 million. How the hell is that happening? They're like, oh, they sold a book. They sold a book that probably no one bought. Give me a
speaking
break.
Engagements. Okay, great.
Yeah, they did speaking. Yeah, who wants
to hear you talk? You never had a real job in your life, but you're going to really enlighten all these people with your brilliant knowledge of nothing.
It's such BS. These people are just stealing taxpayer money. They are this money the money does not disappear. Of course, these billions of dollars don't just disappear from the pool of tax funds that we have. It's going somewhere. We just need to figure out where it's going, and people need to be held accountable, and people need to go to prison for this stuff. And I think that can only happen if Trump becomes president in November. Jason, you go.
I agree. 100. No need. Agree 100% with you.
I said it all.
Yep.
Kurt, what do you get?
I mean, absolutely. 10% for the big guy. This is the reality we're living in. It's what is it? It's not money laundering. It's embezzlement, right? Embezzlement.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, and
or
that's
just theft.
That's the name of the game. Political corruption. And the way we get around political corruption is reduce government. Don't give them so much money. Don't give them so much power because they can't do anything right. They're always saying like, well, if we had a little more power, a little more control over your day-to-day life, then we could make your life a little bit better. Like the government fails at everything. It's all about bureaucracy. So yeah, take power back from the government, and then our lives will actually get better.
That's the best way to close this show I could have possibly.
No, post my ex tweet. Post my.
I was trying to be extra dramatic, so Chris would let the show end.
Post my ex. Sorry, Jason. Thing. I need to promote my ex. Come on.
I don't know what the hell you're talking about, Jason.
I send it to you on our chat.
Okay. All
Jason,
right,
you were married before?
Huh? What? No, never.
He's saying his ex account.
Oh.
His ex account. His ex account.
Oh,
my
mistake.
Ex account scared so that you guys.
I was just a really big fan of that rapper. Shit, I had a joke. I couldn't remember the rapper's name. Whatever, I fucked.
All right, Kurt. Okay, so Jason has posted
DMX.
on X.
I thought he was a big DMX fan. God damn it.
In reply to Newsom.
In reply to so Gavin Newsom has posted this thing. He says Louisiana has the worst crime rate in the nation, but this is their priority. And then hold on, I got to look what this is. Jason, send me the original so I can see what we're doing. So this is their priority. Just in, Louisiana has become the first U.S. state to require the 10 Commandments be posted in classrooms. Thank you, Louisiana. You guys are awesome. So Gavin Newsom complains about it, of course, because he's a little bitch. You can't have anything nice, can you, if you have a high crime rate? And then Jason Labrado writes, maybe if more people practice the 10 Commandments, there would be less crime. You degenerate idiot.
Who wrote that?
That is your genius. Ladies and gentlemen, even if you don't use X, jump on X to like this man's
Well, I mean, they're in
tweet.
Louisiana,
I'm going to
so,
like it.
so nothing makes you think of the old school Bible that getting flooded every few years. Just like,
Well,
you know
I'm
what?
I'm
what? This is a real
reposting this,
problem.
so hopefully it'll get some likes.
Yes,
there and
thank
some
you, thank you.
I think it's genius and brilliant and amazing. So, on that bombshell, ladies and gentlemen, smaller government. Gavin Newsom's an idiot. We still don't know who the VP is, but we think it might be Burgum.
My internet sucks.
Jason's internet sucks. We love everybody in the chat, even but especially those who give us super chats. You're our favorites. But we love everybody, even if you're not super chatting. From the King, the New Yorker, and what are we going to call you, Kurt? You
let me name myself. That's not how
no.
it
I had something. I had something, but then I lost it. Oh, the Chinaman. Of course, the Chinaman.
How dare you?
You know what? I don't like New Yorker. How about father?
Okay, from the King, the father, and the Chinaman, who's half Japanese. Good night. And remember, it's not that all of our friends are ignorant. It's just they know so much that is not so. See you later, guys.